everyone. Welcome to Balls and All, and as we always say, let's get the
balls and all rolling.
I'll do that first, that way I don't forget it.
Yeah.
I got Wayne and James and Action Man here, and where are we, Wayne?
Well, we're out at Ellenbrook Speedway, and we also have some great street stock car races coming up, so make sure you stay tuned.
And Action Man.
Howdy.
And James.
How you going, Moose? Yeah, later on in today's show.
If you get those flies off your butt, maybe you could do the doggone interview.
Yeah, later on today's show, Moose, you did a story on ladies soccer, so I'll be interested to see that. Also, I'd like to say hello. A couple of weeks ago, me and Action Man went out on Friday night to Scarborough, and on Saturday night to Perth. Everyone who watches the show, thank you very much for your support.
And we hope you had a great Easter, and you're all back home safe and sober. And
I've got to say, too, congratulations. A good friend of mine, John, and Debbie Brain just got married on the Easter Saturday. So.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. Easter Saturday.
Well, you know, best man, you know how it goes.
Yeah. Best man he was.
Yeah, oh, my God. If it's struggling, if he's the best man, you know there's some drama.
We're in a lot of trouble,
We're in
aren't
a lot
we?
of trouble.
All right, well, let's get it all happening, and we're going to show you the third part to a sport, the second part, sorry.
Second part.
We're well organized.
There's the first part,
show.
and then there's third, but we're doing the second.
Yeah, we went to the had a bit of a speech with the Ministry of Sport and Recreation.
And Moose, just before we get started,
we've
got to comment on these two guys' haircuts. It's just fantastic. Now, who does your hair, James?
Thank you,
Anyway,
Christy,
as I say, let's
JT
have a look
and
at this story. Be back after this. Okay, hi, I'm here with Ron Alexander, and of course, a lot of you know him as a footy player, of course, and a coach and everything else. Hi, Ron, how are you?
Very good, and you?
Good, good. Now, tell us the report. How do you feel the impact's going to be from that?
Well, the impact, remains to be seen. One of my concerns is, of course, that people put out reports from time to time, and they make these sorts of statements. People read them and go, yeah, it doesn't apply to me, and then they get on with their business, and so not a lot changes. I think what the important thing is, this is a benchmark. We've got some idea of where West Australians are at, and so we need to monitor the health and fitness in that manner. But it's about government agencies now working together to put in programs.
Doing something, yeah.
Yeah, it's about, a report's just a first stage of saying, hey, we've got a problem. But there's potentially serious health risks, and we have to make these available to people to say what they are. And there's about 17 different diseases which are help prevented by people being physically active. And it's a fact. People are twice as likely to die from coronary heart disease that are overweight and not physically active. So they're real things. It's not as though someone dreams it up. It's happening every day, and we want people to be happy and healthy and not subjected to some of these.
Now, we're both really involved and historically involved anyway with team sports, and something I found a bit distressing is that it is actually the least interesting sport, or least interesting activity for the general public to get involved in. What do you think people involved in the teams, activities, and whatever, what do you think is going wrong there?
Well, look, there was 35% of adults that are in some sort of club. But it's about, I don't think anything's going wrong. I think they're attractive for people, and people who are there really enjoy being involved. I think it's more along the lines of people just don't get around to doing it, that they don't know someone at the club, so they never get there. Once people get along to a sporting club, they find it enjoyable, and they meet people, and it's also a social activity. There's more to being involved in sport than just being physically active. There's a whole social side to it, and that's important to people as well.
Yeah. So the future. I mean, we've looked at the most important is walking and gardening and all that type of stuff, and which is probably really good for the whole cross section. But really, I suppose the drive has got to be with the young kids, trying to get them started young in some kind of activity.
Oh, you're very true. That's it's like anything. If you get it right in the beginning, it's right in the end. And a very, very good physical education and sport programs at school, is just a must. so that that children, when they get introduced to it, have sufficient time in the school system, and that it is a really good program so that they're not put off by poor habits either, because sometimes children leave their sport and that's because of poor attitudes of coaches or teachers, and so we've got to make sure that that children are feeling comfortable in doing sport and recreation activities. But yeah, certainly the school's important. Parental guidance is another critical one, that we have parents who are setting a good example and encouraging their children to be involved in sport as well. So that's absolutely right. If you start early and you get into good habits, you're more likely to continue because you feel more confident about doing it. Some people haven't been introduced to it at school or in the home environment, and so when they think, I'd like to do this, they don't have the confidence or the skill level to go along to a soccer club or a hockey club or a tennis club to get involved. They feel a bit embarrassed. So it's and they shouldn't, but because there's many people, you're just there to enjoy yourself. You don't have to be a superhero. So
the message would kind of be really out there to the public, is that if you want to do something, you want to do a sport, obviously if it's not happening, help create it. But at the stage, there's a lot of sports there, like we've seen gridiron growing in Western Australia, which 10 or 15 years ago you would have never seen, and you got a lot of other sports, capoeira. We looked at all kinds of sports coming along here on Balls and All, and the message would really be, if you want to do it, whether you know someone or not, just contact them and go and do it.
We have at Sport and Recreation WA, there's about 110 different sports that you can be involved in. There's local government have recreation and lots of activities in local government. They're a very, very big player. There's commercial gymnasiums and that people at first thought are a bit unsure about going down to, but that becomes a whole social scene itself.
Yeah.
And so once you take the first step, you start to get there. Don't try and do 5 sessions a week in the first 3 weeks. People give up after 3 weeks, because just get into it slowly and adjust slowly.
Yeah, and that's also important for the coaches of these different teams too. Realize when new people come down, allow them to slowly get into it as well.
Well, no one says you can't have some fun while you're doing it.
That's right.
And you want to enjoy these sorts of things, even in elite sport. The elite sports people, still want to have some fun at their sport, and there's no reason why, and in fact that's what you should be doing. You're there to have some fun, and the physical activity is a byproduct of that.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks very much for that, Ron, and all the best.
Thanks very much.
Right.
All the best
okay,
to
well,
you.
everyone, thanks a lot. It was really good catching up with Ron Alexander again. Geez, he's a big bugger, too.
Yeah, he sure is. He's slightly taller than me, and that's massive.
I don't know.
Well, actually, this adds a little bit of height to me, you know what I mean?
He's about the height of you now. No, he's still bigger than that. And a great West Australian footy player, coach, and everything. So good to catch up with Ron there. And Wayne, about this hat, what's the deal?
Well, as you notice, this is a Nike hat. And Nike, you should be sponsoring us, because we're doing a lot of good stuff in the community, so help us out.
Yes, I should. And what's going on behind us here?
Well, right now we have the sprint cars. You can tell they're sprint cars. You know how, Moose?
How?
They're sprinting. All right. So, as you can see.
Now I know how to tell the difference.
Yes.
Okay, and now we're going to go have a look. A while back there was the Underwriters and Brokers soccer match. They do it for charity, a bit of Princess Margaret Hospital. And we also caught up with a Perth Glory, one of the greats from Perth Glory, PJ. So have a look at this story. Hi, everybody. No, you're not watching the British Soccer Show with live updates on Friday, I think at 5. Sunday at 5. Check it out. You're here with Moose, Balls and All, and I'm talking to Alan. Hi, Alan. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Alan, tell me what's happening here off on the side here behind us. What's happening?
Okay, this is the Minter Ellison Broker versus Underwriters Soccer Challenge. It's an annual event. It's where all the insurance brokers get together, field a team, and the underwriters, do a reciprocal thing and set up a team, and we, it's a bit of a rivalry, and we've been doing it for 3 years now, and this is a result. We do it once a year, 9 times out of 10 in March, and it's good fun night. Yeah.
And not a bad crowd here either. It's a cool night.
Yeah, well, the most of it is family and friends, but it's everyone in the industry the next day wants to know what the score was. So it's a bit of a grudge match, let's call it. Yeah.
And how long has this been going on for?
This will be the 3rd year. So
what actually got it all rolling? What got the balls and all rolling with all this?
There was just a couple of us that used to play on a Saturday morning, and we just thought, I wonder if we could drum up a team. Each, the brokers and the underwriters get a team together, and we just sent some faxes out, and we were oversubscribed. We probably could have had 2 games that year. And we're getting to the stage now we'll probably have a seniors and a juniors game, because we had to cull. We were, again, oversubscribed. We play an interchange bench as opposed to substitutes, and even with 18 people aside, with running an interchange bench like Aussie rules, we got too many. So next year we'll probably have a seniors and a juniors game.
Now, obviously, with your accent being Greek, I can tell, you guys have chose soccer because it's just obviously an easier game to set up.
I just think most of those people out on that field now, perhaps there's a Pommy background, there's a lot of guys there that play Aussie rules but have turned their hand to the soccer. But it's just, there used to be an Aussie rules game within our industry, but that sort of fizzled out because there wasn't the support. But this thing keeps getting bigger and better each year. So, pick soccer because we all like soccer.
Okay, now you've been going for 3 years, and the idea is to have fun, but there's another idea behind it as well.
Oh yeah, we're trying to build up a surplus. We're up to about $2,500, and ultimately when we fold it, all the proceeds will go to Princess Margaret Hospital. So yeah, it's fun. There's rivalry, but at the end of the day, it's good for a good cause, because the insurance industry is taken the Princess Margaret Hospital under its wing, and any industry event that we do, soccer, Aussie rules, Sundowners, all goes towards the Princess Margaret Hospital because it's a good cause.
For sure, anything to help the kids. Now, do you know roughly all the different companies that are involved? Because you say there's underwriters and there's brokers. What's the difference there?
Okay, and an underwriter is the one that actually pays the cheque when you smash your car up or your building burns down or something like that. A broker is the one that the client goes to initially and sets up all the insurances, and then he comes to us and then he places them with us. So an insurance broker is an intermediary. He talks between the client and the underwriter, and the underwriter is the person that ultimately takes responsibility for the risk once he's placed, and you pay us the insurance premium.
Okay, and what kind of companies are here today? Like, who do you work for?
I work for Ace Insurance. There's a lot of bigger companies out there like SGIO and CGU, the ones that mums and dads will know. People like Ace and Chubb, which are the larger companies. Sorry, Winnie, scored there. Yeah. The larger companies, the internationals, they do.
The other team's clapping, so I don't think you scored, unfortunately.
Yeah, no. You won't tell them the score.
Why? The score is 16-0. Let's see you say that.
Yeah. No, out there's a lot of insurance brokers as well, which are Galt, Armstrong, Campbell, Marsh, Aon. There's lots of names that probably your viewers will know. So
if you've known them, or if you heard them, even if you haven't, they're probably out here playing, having a go, all ages.
Yeah. I think our oldest player is 44 out there, and the youngest is probably 17, and they're probably marking each other. So, yeah.
Well, it's a great effort for you guys to be doing this, and I see you got PJ from the Perth Glory down here to give a bit of a hand, and a bit of a special speaker later on.
Yeah, we got Francis Byrne, who used to play for Manchester United in 1968 European Championships. He won that. He used to play with the Charlton brothers, and I think he probably played with George Best, and so he's got a lot of experience. He played something like 300 Premier League first team appearances over 3 clubs. So yeah, that's going to be great to talk.
Go the Red Devils. That's my team anyway. I see you guys are wearing red anyway.
Thank
you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, well, guess what? We just got the signal, so we've got to start talking.
We're on. Yeah, that was a great story there, Moose, with the underwriters and insurance, and later on we'll be catching up with PJ.
And speaking of underwriting insurance, I've got a few underwriting insurance things that I need to have happen, so make sure you call this number, No, just kidding.
Now, speaking of PJ, have you ever been to a Glory game, mate?
No, I haven't, but I will get to one soon. They're a fantastic club.
The atmosphere there is fantastic, especially if you're in the shed. So all the shed fans, I'll catch up with you in one of the games.
You fat bastard!
Yeah.
Did you hear that Moose comment there?
Yeah, I know. I heard something about big
You
or something.
bastard?
Yeah. Now, how was your weekend?
It was pretty huge, Wayne, pretty huge. Good Easter weekend, mate.
Yeah.
4 days off work. You can't really complain,
You
mate.
can't complain about that. So everybody that was off work, make sure you get up and stretch during this interview because it's very important.
Okay, well, we'll skip the stretching. We're going to go to the break and we'll see you shortly. So keep watching.
We're breaking.
Balls and all. Welcome back from on the break, everybody. Now, Action Man, when we went out last, how many hot dogs did you drop?
I dropped 4. It takes a lot of coordination to get one of those hot dogs in
Too
the
many
bun.
brews, buddy, or what?
Yeah, a little too many. You should know about that sort of stuff.
Where are we going, mate?
We're going to a second part of a cricket story that Moose did with international policemen, so have a look at that.
But before we go, I'm going to have a chat to a couple of spectators. Hey, buddy. How you going, mate? Come and have a look at the camera. And you, mate, come on. Right, what's your name?
Luke.
Yeah.
Simon.
Yeah, and how are you finding it today, mate?
Pretty cool.
Yeah. You ever been down here before?
No.
Yeah. What about you, Simon? You ever been down here before, mate?
Never.
So what do you think of the car racing?
It's pretty good, yeah.
You going to get out there and give it a go yourself, buddy?
Yeah, if I get a car good enough.
No worries. I know someone who's got a VN 5-litre 5-speed for sale, but we won't go into that. All right, we're going to go to that story, so we'll see you soon.
Just been told by Tony here and a few of the others that no one in this place knows how to score like Robin. Hi, Robin, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good, we caught you in the middle. Now, explain the scoring bit.
Oh,
Nightclubs, I know.
well, yes. What can I say? I've been scoring, this is my 8th season scoring first grade cricket for the Perth Cricket Club.
Fantastic.
And it's really wonderful. One of the highlights was through the years that I've scored was when we won the Bank West final back in 95, 96. It was just wonderful. We played at the Wacker and it was really great.
So if I really want to learn about cricket, I should come and sit next to you when you're doing all this.
Yes, you certainly could. And then you get a ... all the way along. Description of how to score.
Oh, fantastic. Well, congratulations to you too for all your help today. You've been doing great here, and good luck with the scoring.
Thank you very much.
I'm told the Hippie Club is a great place to pick up.
Oh, well, yes, I might be a bit beyond that by now.
No, you never know. Okay, well, we'll wander around, and we're going to have a chat right here with one of the other great helpers and organisers. Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
And your name?
Kath.
Kath. Now, Kath, you're one of the other ladies who've obviously worked hard here behind the scenes and putting it all together. Anybody you'd like to thank?
Oh, I'd like to thank all the ladies that have given us a hand today. Every single one of them are volunteers, and 3 or 4 of the ladies have no involvement whatsoever with the club, just friends of friends, and they've volunteered to spend their time down here and help us out. And then in about a month we've got a test match coming on here.
Oh, fantastic.
It's Sri Lanka versus Australia under-19s, and these same ladies, they're going to be here helping out because we've got to do hot meals and everything for these boys for 4 days on the trot. So it's going
Fantastic. And what's for lunch?
For lunch we're going to have 2 hot dishes and possibly the same as what we had today, cold meat and salad, fruit salad and cream and stuff like that. Yeah. And
Any sponsors who've helped you out you'd like to thank?
No, actually we've bought all the food ourselves, you know, and we've prepared it all ourselves, yes.
Yeah.
Actually, McSherry Meats, they did help us out by getting the meat specially prepared for us.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, and Carlisle Bakery, which is just down the road, they've done a great job.
Did they do the rolls today?
Yes, they did. Very nice bread rolls. Yes, very good bakery down the road. Yeah, McSherry Meats and Carlisle Bakery, 2 great helpers of the club.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, and congratulations to all the ladies.
Thank you.
All right, now as you saw, I was talking to one of the best scorers in Perth, Robin. Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Good. Now, there's a bloke here, he reckons he might make it on the cricket scene. He's come from Lismore in, 94?
94, 95, yes. He came from Lismore in New South Wales across to try his hand as a wicket-keeper batsman.
And he hasn't done too bad. He might make it one day, and you just want to say that he's done a pretty good job here on one of his particular games. You just want to read that out about it? His name is Adam, by the way.
Yeah, certainly. This was in 1997, and it was one of our Bank West Cup Sunday League matches, and we travelled down to Gosnells to play against Gosnells, and Adam went along and he was the opening bat, and on that day he happened to make 252 runs, and in that 252 runs he hit 8 sixes and 28 fours, and he scored these runs at 50 runs in 41 balls in 46 minutes. 100 runs, 72 balls in 90 minutes, 150 runs, 100 balls, 139 minutes. I hope if my glasses can read that far. 200 runs, 132 balls, 168 minutes, and then the 252 runs came in 157 balls and in 195 minutes, and he got out on the first ball of the last over, and the other scorer who was scoring with me for Gosnells, all we could see were these sixes coming straight at us, and we were ducking. It was a massive hitting innings. The only other time I've seen this is like the other day in India when he emulated the same thing, and also in Tasmania where he emulated the same sort of batting.
So even though he's from Lismore originally, we'll adopt him as a West Australian?
Oh, we've definitely adopted him. We adopted him right from the word go. We're very proud of Adam to have Adam around this club. He's great.
Done fantastic for not only Western Australia but now Australia. So go Adam, as the saying is.
It's go Adam, yes. We don't see him a lot now, of course, because he's doing all these other things in the world, but we wish him all the best, and we're very, very proud of him.
Adam Gilchrist, of course, we're talking about, as you've just seen there, and what a marvellous effort, and he's still doing it for Australia. Okay, well, it's been a great day down here. It's good to see all the police forces coming together, and let me just say that now's the time to speed if you want to, because they're all here, and it's really good to see all the different nationalities coming together. I'm still wearing my my Fibre Packaging Australia hat made out of sugar cane. Thanks very much for that. And don't forget, if you do get involved with cricket or anything like this, try to be sun smart. Wear your sunnies if you can, something to protect yourself. Skin cancer is a killer. And it's good to see all the crowd here. It's kind of depleted a little bit because it's starting to look a little bit like Barbados and South Africa going to be in the finals. But hey, it's still early days. Anything can happen. We'll let you know who won in the end. So thanks to everybody here. Congratulations to them all. Yeah, thanks a lot to everybody there, and it's pretty cool. Wayne, what's happening here beside us now?
Well, we're getting ready to see a fantastic feat of racing. We have the street cars over here getting ready to take off. They're all excited, lining up. A lot of things are going through their mind, like, you know, basically getting ready for the race and mental preparation, so it should be a good one.
So we got the street stock car races. This is one of the races coming on, and behind us here you can see a whole heap of the cars in the pits. We're just on the side of the pits here where they all line up ready to go out. So some great racing today. What do you reckon?
I think so. I think it's a fantastic day for it because it's not too hot, not too cold. So makes it good racing out here. The weather's nice, and everybody seems to be excited and in good spirits, even with us around.
With us, even with you around.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And the beauty of this here at Ellenbrook is they got
What's the beauty?
Well, they got the kiosks here if you want to get something to eat, and or you can bring your own esky and a Barbie, whatever. Come and have a good time.
That's
all right.
Good.
Talking about a good time is nothing better than going to see a Perth Glory game.
Yes.
And recently I spoke to PJ Roberts, a great Glory player. G'day to all the Glory boys. You know that we're your biggest fans. And one day we're going to catch up with you in the shed there. So let's go and have a look. We had a chat with PJ. Hi, everybody. I'm here chatting with one of your favorites and all our favorites, PJ. Hey, PJ, how are you?
Very well, thanks.
PJ Roberts of the Glory, okay? And some of you guys out there who've seen this guy probably don't know, because you're probably in the shed saying all kinds of things with bleary eyes. What do you reckon of the match here so far?
Oh, it's been entertaining. It's 4-2 at the moment. I think it's the Brokers on their way back, trying to make a comeback. Apparently haven't lost in the last few years, so it's pretty entertaining, actually.
What about the crowd, though? They're not getting in. We haven't heard any of you fat bastard! We haven't heard any of that stuff yet.
Oh, you should have brought some mates down. You do a good job with that one, but no, they're pretty quiet crowd.
Yeah,
very conservative.
You think they need the shed here or something?
Oh, they'd do very well here. Maybe a few kegs set up along here and a few cheerleaders. I think it'd make it a bit better, but it's not bad.
Now, I see that you've actually hurt your hand here. Just show that. You've been doing a bit of a Maradona, is it?
No, I broke my middle finger, the hello finger, you know, about a month ago against Sydney Olympics. So I've just got to have it taped up and nothing as exciting as that. I just got it caught in someone's shirt and it twisted and broke the middle bone. So I've been,
so
keeps me
healing okay.
Yeah, it's fine. I had it X-rayed, last week, and the specialist had another look at, and still slightly rotated, but said it shouldn't be too bad, so it should heal on its own. So yeah. So
now, with the boys, the Glory, how you feel everything's gone this year? We've seen all the controversy and all that stuff, but as a team, how do you feel the boys are going?
Yeah, pretty good. I think we're just sort of starting to hit our straps a little bit. Obviously, the game on the weekend, 6-4 against Adelaide, was a win, but it wasn't a good result, having 4 goals scored against us. But I think we're really starting to settle into a nice rhythm of play, and going into the finals, that's obviously a good thing for us.
And how do you feel? All right, now I'm not getting into the controversy, but it happens, and you guys are all a squad together, coach as well as players together. You really all make a squad. How does all that outside influence affect you guys? Do you just kind of go blasé, or does it actually bother you guys, or what?
Nah, not really. I mean, it may bother some people in the club a little bit, but the players, as you said, as one, we're a unit, as one, we're a team, and we live and die as a team, and whatever goes on, outside the club or with players and management, that's really, we just got nothing to do with us. We just go out there and train and just focus on the task at hand, and that's to play soccer and win the games, hopefully. So.
Now, something I always find is I'm a former coach of gridiron, and the end result is the coach kind of runs the team. You don't do things the way the coach wants it. Well, you do sit on a bench, and it's a true character of a great coach where he can sit the Maradonas and the Pelés and whoever down. He can do that kind of stuff, and the end result is obviously everyone has to respect the coach for what he's going on.
Yeah, no, it's exactly right. I mean, the coach is there for a job. He's been put in that position to win games, and a part of having that professional setup is being able to instill discipline throughout the team, and it's up to him to to make sure that's going on, and it's up to him to make his own rules and what have you. And as you said, if players aren't doing the right thing in his eyes, then it's his head that's on the chopping board if we don't win. So
and just as well as players get angry at each other too if they feel that someone's kind of letting it down as well. I mean, it's one of those things, team sport, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is, because it is, it's a relatively high pressure situation. I mean, we're paid to win games, and and then when you take it to a physical level as well, there's a lot more emotions that are risen there. So obviously things are said and done that in hindsight probably shouldn't have been said and done, and yet when you have a good think about it later on, wasn't the best. But those things happen, and you see it all the time. But it
doesn't matter. A couple of days,
makes it more interesting, doesn't it?
Because I've got a really strong rumor I'd like to start here that Burton Stong's actually leaving, and he's going to come and coach the Perth Broncos gridiron team.
All right.
We could get that one going.
Mate, I think he'd be all right. I think they got the American team playing in Germany, don't they? That World League. Yeah. So yeah.
West Australia just kicked butt over in your old hometown, unfortunately. Actually, because you're from Canberra, aren't you?
I am from Canberra. What they do? There was a tournament over there.
National championship, and the Western Raiders won, of course.
Oh, did Canberra make the final?
Actually, Canberra were like the second strongest team, but we dumped them, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations anyway,
Tell us, how long have you actually been playing yourself?
Since I was about probably 5 or 6, so yeah, since I was a little boy. But I played a lot of sports growing up, but sort of had to focus on soccer as I got a bit older because couldn't squeeze it all in.
Yeah, I was just wondering because obviously, I mean, Australia it's over where you are. It's traditionally like rugby and cricket, isn't it? Over here, it's like Aussie rules and rugby, Aussie rules and cricket.
Yeah.
What made you kind of get into the soccer scene?
Yeah, my father played, and I don't know, I just sort of got brought into it like that. The school I went to a Maris Brothers, which is a Catholic private boys' school, and that was a big rugby union school. But I just played soccer all the way through, and I don't know, I just sort of really enjoyed the game. So yeah.
From here, where are you going from here? Obviously, we're going to help the Glory win about next 20 years in a row. But what's the big long-term plans? Going to play for Manchester United, of course.
That when I was younger, that was obviously one of my long-term goals. I mean, I'm 27 now. I'm getting a bit old. You see, the body's falling apart, and
oh wow, the fingernails broke.
But I actually spent 3 years in America at a college over there. I had a soccer scholarship there, and came back here, and about a couple of years ago I was in Europe, in UK for 6 months trialling and what have you. So, it obviously didn't go as well as I would have hoped because I ended up back in Australia. But it was still pretty good, and there's always maybe the option to go back. But at the moment I'm contracted with Perth for 2 years, and I'm just really focused on doing the job with them, and and then I'll leave it up to the agent to find something after that.
yeah, maybe coaching or something, you never know.
Yeah, maybe I'll try and get a few more years left in playing, but yeah, maybe coaching in the long run. It's
It's good too that you guys do come to things like this. I mean, you got a couple, the underwriters and the brokers, and you guys come down, and we see you all over. You know, the Glory boys all over the place. So congratulations to the Glory organisation for letting you guys go and do these things.
Yeah, no, it's the Glory are fantastic like that. They really try and do a lot of promotions around the community. They realise, you know, how important the fans are and how important having a profile around Perth is. So, yeah, I think most of the players really enjoy sort of coming out and doing these promos and mixing with, you know, our supporters and all that sort of thing. So, yeah, it's good fun. I just wish it was a bit warmer, but...
Me too. Oh, well, it's soccer, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, all the best.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank
PJ,
you. No problems. You too. Take it easy.
Come on, get into it, you guys! Come on, lads! Come on, let's get into it! Come on, you fat bastard! Come on, you fat bastard! Come on! Get into it! Hey, what are you doing? Come on! Get into it! Yeah, thanks a lot, PJ, and as I say, I hope we catch up with you in the shed there one day. It was good how we taught the crowd there how to do a bit of that cheering.
Yeah, the cheering.
You've been in the shed.
I love the shed. It goes off.
And we'd love to bring a camera in there and show what goes on, but I think...
It's too wet in there, though.
Does it?
Yeah.
Why is that? Is it raining?
Yeah, it kind of rains from the roof.
Yeah.
Like every time they kick a goal, there's just rain everywhere.
It's like gold in colours.
It tastes really good, too, eh?
Does it? All right.
Quite impressive.
Okay, well, yeah, make sure you go and catch the Glory. Go the Glory, as we always say, and go the Dockers, too. And
Eagles.
And the Eagles. And, of course, the Wildcats. Go Wildcats. Let's hope they pull it through. All right, I hope you had a great Easter, and we're going to be taking a break. We'll be back with more right after this.
More
I think
action
you
and
guys are
racing.
going to catch up with a bit of a...
It's going to be an awesome race.
Stock car race. So, yes, be back after the break.
Welcome back, everybody. And now I'm here with one of the all-star callers of race driving, and his name is not Moose, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, Moose. The next show. I'm here talking to Graham Winter, and get this, it's in the fall. How you doing, Graham?
Hi there, Wayne, and big welcome to the Balls and All crew up here at Ellenbrook Speedway.
Thanks a lot, and you've always been giving us a plug and looking after us, and believe me, your check's in the mail. Now, how long have you been actually involved in race car calling?
Oh, probably around about 25 years ago. We started at Forestville Speedway, which is, as I say, quite a few years ago, and that's where it all began, and I've been involved in Speedway ever since.
Now, are you a pain in the neck at home? Do you get up in the morning, do you say, okay, now everybody get up, you got to go to the toilet, and okay, my little daughter's coming out and she's going well, and then, or how does it go?
No, when I turn the microphone off at the Speedway track that I'm at, wherever it might be, when we turn it off, that's the end of it, apart from the trophy presentations a bit later on.
Okay, then. Now, I know you've called a lot of different races. Is there any race that sticks out in mind to you that was just so memorable to you?
Probably I enjoy most of my Speedway calling now these days going to Kalgoorlie. We haven't got a deal going at Kalgoorlie this year, but I enjoy that the most. And now, not being able to go to Kalgoorlie, I enjoy coming up here to Ellenbrook Speedway. But there's no real standout race that stands out amongst any that I've done. I just enjoy Speedway all up.
Oh, excellent. Now, 25 years in the business and what have you. Now, to talk about what we're here for today, the Brian Rose Memorial. Who was Brian Rose?
Well, Brian Rose is one of our very important members of the Racing Drivers Association, and they're the people that control the racing here at Ellenbrook Speedway. Brian was a very much loved competitor by everybody that competed against him. He actually raced in the last couple of years of his life with a pacemaker on board, and as I say, just an all-round top sportsman, and he was loved by everybody in Western Australia, not only the people at this track. He did a lot of racing at the old track at Wattle Grove, and did a lot of his racing up here, and he was a very popular man, and the reason we've named this race after him is in memory of him, because he was such a fine competitor.
Excellent. Now, he's passed away. Now, how many years have you guys been running this actual event?
I think this is probably about the 9th year that we've run the Brian Rose Memorial event up here, and it just gets bigger and bigger each year, and we get more and more competitors wanting to take part in the event. And this year I think we've got the maximum number of starters in it, and we're probably going to finish up at the end of the day with a 26-car final. So it's a very popular event, much sought after. So we get nominations from all over WA, including Kalgoorlie and Esperance, here with us today at Ellenbrook Speedway.
Now, big events coming up, as you alluded to. Now, when you need a big event, you have to have a good track. Now, you guys have just laid out 25,000 big ones for your new track. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, yes, we're amongst things we had to discuss after the end of our last season. Our last race meeting was the condition of the track, and it was an executive committee decision that we replaced the surface on the track here at Ellenbrook Speedway, which meant completely digging up the old track. It was really full of rocks and whatever, and replacing it with this brand new purpose-built clay speedway. It's 100% clay that's on the track at the moment, and it's from a local dealer here in Midland that's got it to us. And the cost of that 25,000 was not just the cost of the clay, that was the transport and the setting up of the machinery to get it ready. But it's in excess of $25,000, and in a couple of weeks' time, when it gets bedded in and the drivers get used to driving on it, it'll be the fastest speedway track just about in Western Australia. Believe you me, it's a terrific circuit, and you've got to come back in a couple of weeks' time to see the best of it yet.
Wow, that's good. A lot of the drivers have alluded to that earlier, that once this settles, it's going to be fantastic for racing. Is there anyone you'd like to thank for getting you up in the morning and keeping you involved in this sport? You know, your wife, Bozo the Clown, anybody?
Anybody knows. So I owe a lot to my wife. She lets me go from one end of the state to the other, competing at Speedway meetings, and Speedway has been in my blood for a long, long time now. I just enjoy Speedway, and I really enjoy the social side of Speedway after the race meeting finishes, but Speedway, a big part of my life, and I love it.
Oh, excellent. Well, we want to thank you a lot for your time, and, you know, from that, I think we need to go to the start of the next race.
That was a very fun-filled, exciting race there, and Terry De Boyk, you made second place. How you going, mate?
Oh yeah, it was a bit of a hard work out there. It started off sort of middle of the pack and spun out and sort of got hit in on the infield, but kept going. Ended up pulling up second for the race, so it was good racing out there, mate, and hope it carries on for the rest of the day.
Yeah, that is really awesome. I thought 49 Briggs, I thought he had it there for a long time. The battle for second was intense. It was hard racing, and I suppose the lesson out of this is just never ever give up, really, isn't it?
Well, that's my motto. Just go out there to win and never give up.
Yeah.
So.
And how long have you been racing, Terry?
On and off for about 15 years with stock productions. So, yeah, so it's been good. I enjoy it, so way to go.
And what do you like about it, pretty much? Is it cheap and fun to get into?
Oh, yes, once you're set up, it's pretty well cheap. Keep going and make sure you have good sponsors, like a couple that I've got there, which is Morgan Rural and Bayswater Engines, also Top Gun Tyres. So, yeah, just keep in there with the sponsors and they keep up with you, and it sort of works out well.
No worries, mate. Now, the bumper looks like it's had it. What else? You got many more races to go today?
Yeah, I think we've got another 2 heats and then the actual Bryan Rose itself to go. So just hopefully we last through to the end, which I'm pretty sure we will, no matter what. So got a good pit crew. So they're always here to help. And as you can see, they're working hard there with cable ties. So we'll get it going.
That's one thing you notice is the people behind the race team really was what makes it, isn't it? Because if you have a problem, so you need to quickly get your car back together so you can get back out there and focus on driving.
Well, yeah, that's it. Because sometimes, obviously, when you're out there, you've got to get back, change your tear-offs off, and obviously the pit crew look after the car, put fuel in it, tyres, whatever else we need. So can't do without them.
Awesome, mate. Hope you get first next time. Give it balls and all, buddy.
Will do. Thank you.
Well, we're still here at Ellenbrook, and that was a tremendous race. Peter Barr winning the event. How you doing, Peter?
Very good. Thank you very much.
Okay, now you guys started, had to restart. What was that all about?
I think somebody spun out, so you have to give them a chance to get back in the race. So then we were going in a single file, and away we go again, which helped me a lot.
Okay, then now I know now you're out there. It's pretty hot. You've got a good lead. You have to start again because I believe you guys had to restart about 4 times. What's going through your head when that happens? How do you keep focused?
You hope you're lucky on the restart. That's all you can hope for, some luck.
Okay. Now, I believe you had stated earlier when we were chatting that wherever place, when they stop and restart, wherever place you're in at that time, you have to be lined up in that place so no one can just overtake you on a restart.
Yeah, it's just to make it fair for everybody. Sometimes the steward might put the person who caused the incident back, but as a rule, yeah, you have to take your same spot. If you pass under the yellow, you're gone. You'll go backwards.
Okay, now tires-wise, when you guys are coming up to big races like this, your tires, who does your tires, and do you put any special grooves in them to get you a little bit more traction?
Yeah, we do a fair bit of grooving on these ones. We just use Miller recaps. Work really good. Work on most surfaces, and they're not expensive.
Excellent.
Probably $200 to put 4 tyres on the car.
Okay, then now I guess a lot of people would like to know. I mean, you were so far here in that race. What got you involved in racing?
Well, my father raced for 20 years, and then I got the chance to buy a car, and away I went about 10 years ago. And it's a good sport because I'm not much of a team player. It's a bit of a solo sport. Once you're in the car, there's just you, and that's probably the bit I like.
Excellent. Now, I believe you had said your dad raced. How long did he race?
Probably 20 years.
Now he's part of your pit crew, is that right?
Yeah, he's there sort of knocking out dents, scraping off mud, telling me what I did wrong.
All right, it was good that Dad's looking after you. Now, the new track, the new surface that's out here, could you explain a little bit about that, and how do you feel it's going so far?
Well, it's not bad. It's going to take a while to sort of bed in. Right now there's not a lot of drive in it, and it's starting to get a couple of holes, but it can only get better. It sort of can't go backwards. It can only get better, you know. Okay. The more we race on it, the more rubber and stuff we get in it, the better it'll go. Now, the type of engine that you use for this race today, can you tell us a little bit about that? Well, this is called streets around this place. We're fairly heavily restricted on our engines. We're not allowed to do a lot to them, you know. Pretty close to standard road stuff. Few mods, but not a lot. Just to keep it the budget class, we're supposed to be cheap and it's supposed to be cheap and easy to get to. It's getting a bit more expensive, but it's still probably the cheapest class of speedway you'll find. All right, now, upcoming races. How many more races do you have today, and what's the name of those races, and how should that go? I think I've got 1 or 2 more heats, and then we've got a feature, and depending how you win in all your heats, depends on where you line up in the feature. The feature might be 25 to 30 laps. The winner wins the day. Okay, then now, as far as your sponsors, I know this doesn't happen because you think about it one day and you got a car. So, any of your sponsors you want to talk about? Well, my main sponsor is me. I actually own Bert's Auto Records in Bunbury. I sell cars from $500 to $2,000. And my engine builder is Phil Rose from Bunbury. Makes a very good, fast, reliable engine. And basically it's just me that has to run the car. Well, that's brilliant. Well, thanks a lot for your time, and we wish you every success in your next races, and all the best. All right, now we're going to go to a break, so don't go away. All right, welcome back from the break. I just want to say, when you're feeling sad and blue, smiley face is the one for you. That's right, buddy. We're still at the Speedway having fun, James. Aren't we having fun?
We're having a lot of fun. The stock car racing has been sensational today, especially the prangs.
Yes, that is a good point. Now, we hope everybody's all right after those prangs, because we get them all the time when you're dealing with people like Tony and Action Man and all those guys, so we're used to pranking with those guys. Anyway, we just want to tell you guys, we're getting ready to go to another story that Moose did, and it was also called, thank you, Tony, Southeast Asian Baseball. Everybody say that at home. Southeast Asian Baseball. Yeah.
And it's going off here, so we're going to send you the story.
G'day everyone, I'm up here at Kingsway Reserve and I'm talking to Ian Williamson. Hi Ian, how are you?
Hi, mate. Good to meet you, mate.
Right,
good to see you.
Tell us what's going on here. We got all these young athletes, guys and girls, and they're speaking all different languages from all over the world. What's happening here today?
Yeah, mate, what we got here is the Southeast Asian Youth Baseball and Softball Tournament. It's countries comprising of Singapore, Manila, Jakarta, Bangkok and Perth. It's an annual event where we travel around to each one of those countries on a yearly basis and participate. This year we were lucky enough to get the tournament simply because it was supposed to be in Jakarta, and because of the unrest over there we were asked to take it on and jumped at the opportunity, and of course we've got a very successful tournament going here at the present time.
Yeah, the beauty of sport, I mean, that's fantastic. The beauty of sport is that they all come together. Of course, they all hate each other on the field, but really, it does create a lot of camaraderie, doesn't it, really, in this type of thing, and it's international, of course.
Oh, look, undoubtedly, a lot of these kids that are playing here now have known each other for years over the time that they've been participating in it. It's been going for 13 years now, and over those 13 years, a lot of friendships have been made. I've been involved for 7 years now, and in that 7 years, I've got guys that have, and women that have been, involved in the tournament. We're just great friends, and we mix, together after the tournament. I'm not the only one. We can speak of many people that have made friendships, throughout the tournament. The kids, the adults, the committee people, the umpires, and so on. Yeah, it's great.
And they start at roughly what kind of ages and go up to what ages?
Yeah, we've got an under 13 competition, which is 10, 11, 12-year-olds. There's an under 15 competition, which is 12, 13, 14-year-olds. And then there's a senior competition under 19s, which is the late 14s, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds. Then we've got a girls' softball competition as well. That's a modified fast pitch, that competition. And they're under 19 girls as well, so they vary from 14 through to 19 as well.
Just on that point, you're just saying modified fast pitch, meaning what? What does that mean? It's not underarm, or it is underarm, or what's the deal?
Yeah, it's an underarm pitch. There's a windmill pitch and there's a sling pitch. Well, it's a mixture between the two of them. They don't cross over at the top. They come to an arc at the top and then underarm from there.
All right, so the higher speed, in other words.
Oh, yeah.
Now, with all these different teams coming together, and this happens every year, has there been any particular country that seems to really stand out besides Australia?
You've been reading the trophies. No particular team dominates. That's the beauty of this sport. When you go to the different countries, you always get one of the individual countries will dominate in one grade 1 year, but then the next year someone else will take it on. Last year Manila were the successful mob that we've got what they call the President's Trophy behind us.
Okay, that's here.
This one here. The first time when it came on, Perth won it, then the next year Singapore won it, and then the last year it was won by Manila. So you can see that no real country dominates the tournament at all times. That takes on the team or the country that has the highest winning percentage, first, second or third, and the number of points they get. That's where it comes from.
And then we got the minors champions here. We see Bangkok, Jakarta, Manila, Perth, Bangkok, Jakarta, Singapore, Perth there. It's kind of pretty even match, isn't it, really?
Yeah. Then you got the seniors trophy, and this one, once again, you got Manila, Jakarta, Bangkok, Perth, Jakarta, Manila, Perth, Manila. So, there is a mixture. And then you got the majors, which is the under 15 grade, and that one, once again, there's no real dominance in that. Everyone gets a chance. Perth's got it about 4 times, Bangkok, Manila, Jakarta, they're all in it.
Yeah, fantastic. So a good mixture. That's fantastic, because we know that Australia always dominates in all our sports, especially cricket and all that type of stuff. But it's good to see here it's a big mixture, and like you said too about the families that have kind of grown up together over the period of time.
Yeah. Well, you look at what we've got here now. We've got Japanese, we've got Canadian, we've got Thai, we've got Filipino, we've got Indonesian. The Americans, we got the Perth kids naturally, we have Swedish, it's just a multicultural sport, and it's really great that the way they come in here, and the friendship. We had an incident here just a minute ago. Unfortunately, a young fellow was ejected from the game, but straight away he went up and he shook hands and apologised to the guy from the other team, then went and shook hands with the umpire and apologised to him. That's what it's all about, sportsmanship, friendship, and it's great.
In other countries, they might have went home, got a gun, and come back. But it's a good thing about being here. Now, you see the women, of course, they're there as well. Are they all in the same grades?
No, the women play just the one grade, and that's an under 19 one. And that's been bought. That came in about 5 years ago, and it's slowly picking up. And it's a very competitive competition. That one. Very good.
Now, we see they're all together, and obviously there's a lot of people that you might like to thank. You got some people in mind, like sponsors and whatever. I see over here we got a trailer by the Lions Club of Whitford, where they're back there busy cooking away a bunch of sausages.
Yeah, that's right. We got the Vines. The Vines Resort came in and put up the accommodation out there, and originally they were going to house everybody, but it just got too big, and unfortunately they couldn't put everyone in. So the Vines Resort with their when you've got so many, 4 countries staying out there, I mean, it's fantastic. You've got the Hillary's Resort, which is housing the whole Manila contingent. They're fantastic. The Wanneroo City Council, I mean, they come through and they've done a fantastic job. The trophies and so on, the grounds, the servicing and everything. The Wanneroo City Council have been marvellous. Then we go to the Wanneroo Baseball Club. I mean, they were given short notice to host this event. It was a big call. People really don't know how big a call it was for them, and they've come through fantastically, as you can see. And the volunteers that are in there working, they're here at 6 o'clock in the morning, and they don't go home until about 9 o'clock at night. And we could not have held the tournament without Wanneroo hosting it for us. They're the ones that are responsible for the financial side of it too.
So they can win or lose. And the beauty of all this, how many people would it be like to put this all together? Not just the committee, but I mean, how many participants would this be? With
Participants and all, we're looking probably around between 700 and 800 people here. It's big. It's big.
And you're getting a good crowd, and this is actually a weekday, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, it runs from Monday to Friday, and unfortunately, kids got to take a week off school, but
I'm sure all the Aussie kids are saying, oh, bugger.
Yeah, well, that's true. But the other good part about this is it's not only a sporting thing, it's an educational thing, because you look at the cultural aspects from the other countries. The kids go away and they learn about other countries, they learn about their lifestyles, their heritage and things like that. And they come back with a wealth of information and knowledge about those people, and it makes them better people for it, because they appreciate the living conditions that they've got over in these Filipino, Thai, Indonesian countries. And our kids really then sit back and say, gee, we are a lucky country. And that's great, when you see that happen.
Yeah, most of us know it, but it's still nice when other people actually come to reality about what a great country we live in. Now, young kids out there living around the metro area mainly, they want to know how to get involved. Do you have a number they maybe can call?
Yeah, there's 9383 7735. That's 9383 7735. That's the phone number for Baseball WA. Now you contact them and they can put you onto the local club in your suburb or wherever you might be living, and just get into it and have fun. I mean, it's great. There's T-ball, Pee-wee baseball, and then you go on to senior baseball, and it's one of the best sports that you can possibly get.
Fantastic. Yeah. So that's guys or girls, you want to have a go at baseball and maybe one day be here playing against all the other nationalities, give that number a call. Thank you very much, Ian.
Good on you, mate. Thanks very much for coming out here and the support that you're giving us. Great.
Yeah, thanks to everyone down there at the baseball. We're going to have more of that, and we got a lot of baseball, softball, cricket, soccer, all kinds of
balls. Yeah, and a few people in our crew have been accused of having softballs, but that's another story. Now, what do you have on today, Anthony?
Nothing much.
Okay, I thought it was Cammy's. Now, I will say, everybody, if you haven't had a good Easter, I hope you have one anyway. How's that?
Oh, that was good. It was serious for a change here. We were all worried.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, you just seen the end of the big race, the Brian Rose Memorial. Who pulled it off?
Awesome race. Daryl Thompson from Bunbury won. It was a great race to watch. There's a lot of prangs. It was just good fun.
And it's 28 cars or 26 cars. Yeah. Fantastic. So
wow.
Get up to Ellenbrook. Bring your family up. Barbie, bring an Esky.
Bring a dog.
There's kiosk. No, don't bring your dog.
Bozo the Clown.
Dog. You can bring Bozo the Clown.
Yeah,
that way you'll have someone to talk to.
That's right. That's right. Somebody that understands me, can feel what I'm talking about. But people at home, put on a happy face, all right? We did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to say good day to everyone out there who I spoke to recently. You all know who you are. Hello to you all.
I'm glad you don't.
It's really nice too, Wayne. We do this show, of course. It's really nice that all the feedback we get is positive. People come up, shake our hands, say thanks for doing it. So we really appreciate that, because we try hard on the show. We do go all over the place, and we try to cover as much as we can.
Sure do.
We can't get everywhere, but get in touch with us still. And we've had a great response to the women. A while back when we said
I know
women,
you've had a great response to women for 40-some years. So anyway.
I think it's when you're loved, you're just loved. And the girls out there, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, thanks for getting involved with us, and we're happy to come and cover your sports. So keep those letters and emails and phone calls, whatever.
And also, if you need somebody to infiltrate your house and get problems out, we have Action Man. We can take care of all your needs.
Okay, everyone. Well, thanks for watching. We're going to be back again next Monday, 8:30.
Why?
We hope you all have, and don't forget Saturday at what time?
4.
Oh, I put him on the spot. And the webpage is?
www.ballsandall.com.au.
Ballsandall. Hey, you.
Okay, well, anyone, thanks for watching. We're going to see you next Monday night here on Access 31.
Wait a minute.
Hope you had a great Easter. And
make sure you comb your hair properly. It's very important before you go to school.
Yeah.
Has anyone seen that movie, Scary Movie? Okay, anyone. Anyway, we're going to catch you next Monday, 8:30, and the name of the show is
Balls and All.
We'll catch you then. Bulls and All would like to thank the following sponsors. We are looking for more people to help us in the producing of this program so we can let others know about your sports and leisure.